Guys, today we're going to revisit the Pixel 7 here. So I've been wanting to look at this phone for a minute here and check out the price, which, I was looking at earlier, and the price, for whatever reason, it just really has not come down like I thought it would come down. And I wonder it's because these Pixel phones, these older Pixel phones, got extended software support. But I mean, you could find them for cheap, but I thought it would be cheaper than this. We're talking about good condition for $200. I think is too much. And then yeah, very good is 185. Like, I thought this one would be pretty much, solid 200 or $150. But as you can see, they're 200 excellent condition. And the 7 Pro is also around this price point, the bigger version of this with the telephoto lens. But I know a lot of people like this size, and I definitely get why. It's a lot more comfortable to hold. So yeah, these Pixel phones, they're kind of holding their value a little bit, and I could definitely understand why. For the most part, these phones still have incredible cameras. I think as we look at the shots, as I'll show you guys the shots later, I mean, the shots look great. I was just going over the the photos and everything. They still look really good. Like, I'm talking about legit better than like a new mid-range phone. So it's pretty impressive. But this phone, it gets up to Android 18, I believe. It launched with Android 13. It's currently on 16. And I still like the design on here. It looks really nice. I like this two-tone color of the kind of, I don't want to say silver, but this is kind of a lighter black, and then you have kind of like this darker grayish, black look. And it is a glossy finish, so it does, pick up fingerprints for sure. But then you have the kind of matte rails on here. So I really like the way the device feels in the hand, and it's much easier to handle than the the bigger 7 Pro for sure. And I mean, yeah, if you don't feel like you zoom a lot, right? Just having the ultra wide, is perfectly fine here. It is IP68 dust and water resistant as well, and it is kind of a bit of a heavier phone, I guess, for this size at 197 grams. So just picking it up, I was like, it just has a little bit of weight to it. It's not bad, or it's not like super heavy, but it does have a nice kind of weight to it. So it still looks and feels pretty premium to me. So this phone, it does have a very nice display. It is a 90 hertz panel, which is not too bad. It still feels, pretty smooth. It does have some pretty thick bezels here. The screen to body ratio is like 84.9, so basically almost 85% screen to body ratio, but it's not even, as you guys can see. And the screen looks, fine. I don't really have an issue with it. It's a nice, vibrant display. It's an AMOLED panel, again, 90 hertz and HDR10 plus. It gets up to 1400 nits peak brightness, so it's decently bright outdoors, but if it's super sunny outside, it's not gonna look incredible like the newer phones. But yeah, it's a 6.3 inch panel, and it's a 1080p panel at 416 for the PPI. So all of the icons and text look very sharp and crystal clear on this device. And I don't have any issues with the panel itself. Like I said, the 90 hertz is running very smooth on this phone. So coming in and out of applications, and just doing regular stuff, I mean, it looks fine. It doesn't look slow, by any means. So I still think the animations, even at 90 frames, still looks really good. And Android 16 it's running pretty well, so I don't have any issue with it. And of course, you have your updated Gemini on here, and Google throws in their little AI features on here as well too. So you have the Magic Eraser, and you get a lot of the new features, the AI enhanced tools and all this stuff. They have a help me edit button, so you can just kind of set this up, and basically it'll organize and stuff like that. So they have some cool stuff that Gemini can do with this kind of stock Android. And like I said, guys, very smooth when it comes to just doing your regular stuff on your phone. So I don't have any issue with Android 16 here. Tensor G2 processor, which on the the 7 Pro and on the base model 7, I've had a decent experience with it. Besides, if it was hot outside, I remember on the 7 Pro, I legit got like a heat warning trying to record video. You know, like I was trying to record YouTube Shorts. I've never had a performance issue with this phone. I'm not much of a gamer. I don't have any heating issues. So I know a lot of people, they really don't, you know, they don't like these Tensor chips. But if you're not really a gamer, I think they're, you know, they're perfectly fine. It's even if you are just trying to come in here and play, I'm at your, you know, PUBG. It's gonna play at, you know, 60 frames, of course, but it's still smooth. It's not lagging. It's not like heating up. If you want to play a match or to a PUBG, this phone is, you know, more than capable of doing that. So again, we got the Tensor G2. We also have 128 gigs of internal storage, 8 gigs of RAM with the UFS 3.1 on board. And like I said, guys, the performance is solid. So if you're not like a heavier, you know, gamer, if you're a gamer, you're not gonna be looking at Pixel 7 anyway. A lot of people get these for photography, right? But I think general performance with Android 16, it has improved a lot. Animations look really good. And remember, this phone is going to get Android 18, so Google is just going to keep on improving this device, you know, down the line. So I'm pretty excited for, you know, the next, you know, few updates. But so far, yeah, you can come in here and just do your basic stuff on this phone and no problems. Let's talk about the speakers on here. So we got them at max volume. Let's check them out. So the speakers are pretty solid. They're not bad, you know, bad by any means. Where the speakers kind of lack is in the bass department. They're not as, you know, they're just not as full sounding. Like it's loud, but it just lacks, you know, bass. I can hear the kicks a little bit. I can hear the 808s a little bit, but it kind of lacks bass, which again, you know, it is what it is. Like the 7 Pro, I think sounds has a little bit more of a bassier sound. So if the speakers are really important to you and you want a, you know, a cheaper Pixel phone, I would go with that one. But this one, it doesn't sound bad at all. It just, you know, it's a little bit flat on the bass department. The fingerprint scanner, a lot of people don't like these optical ones, but they work perfectly fine. I don't know why this phone is slipping out of my hand so much. But it works. So the thing with this is you have to apply a little bit of pressure. But, you know, a lot of people complain about this fingerprint scanner, which I don't get. Like, it works. It's just not going to be like the, you know, a lot of people, I guess they want to get in a phone like this. All right, so again, the star of the show is the photos. I still think, like, this is blowing away a Galaxy A56. And I might do that comparison to show you guys, because these are really good photos. I mean, I'm always impressed when I look at these older Pixel, you know, photos. The image processing looks great. 50 megapixel standard, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 4K 60 video, 10.8 megapixel ultra wide for the selfie, and it's a 4K 60 video for the selfie. And I would say, yeah, you could probably say, yeah, maybe the video doesn't, you know, look as great, right? You could definitely see the age, but I mean, just look at these daytime shots. They look like a flagship, you know, phone. It's really nice. Color, the dynamic range, the detail looks great. I mean, I'm really impressed with the image quality, even in kind of like mid, you know, like not low light, but kind of like that mid, you know, in between. It looks good. So even the video, while it's not like gonna blow anybody away, it does have like that kind of older, I don't know, like digital Android look. But the video, it's okay. It's not terrible. But yeah, if you're somebody who you go out, you want to take good photos, man, I think the shots look very good on the Pixel. The ultra wide is pretty consistent with the main lens as well, so you can get a really nice ultra wide shot. I like the photos. I've always been a big fan. Like I always say this every video. The majority of the shorts on the channel have been filmed with Pixel phones. That's how much of a fan I am of the Pixels. I've been filming with, since the 6 Pro. So I really like the, I even like the video, like on my 10 Pro XL. So I like the photos. Let me know what you guys think. So the battery performance on the 7 is actually pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's a 4,355 milliamp hour battery. I never felt like this phone was draining or couldn't get me through a day. It does pretty good with standby time, and I think the updates have helped it as well. But yeah, it does a pretty good job with battery life. I'm curious if you guys have this phone, how much screen on time do you get? But yeah, you have 20-watt charging, which is, basically pretty slow. But you also have 20-watt wireless charging, and you have reverse wireless charging. So you could charge your earbuds on the back of here, or, something. But if you really want a Pixel phone for $200 and you just don't want the 7 Pro, right? You don't care about that telephoto lens, because the zoom is limited on here. Like it's digital zoom, and I mean it'll look a little fuzzy, right? It'll look a little grainy, right, when you zoom in. But if you don't care about the zoom and you're just like, hey, I'm a point and click type of person, ultra wide or whatever, this is a solid phone. It still has 2 more updates and security updates after that. So it's a solid phone. Again, I wouldn't recommend it for gaming and stuff like that, but image quality, I'm taking this phone all day. It does a really good job with shots. So let me know what you guys think.